Good morning, good morning, good morning. I didn't think this thing was going to work, but it is. So I'm really happy with that. And I hope you're having coffee. Join me, please join me. I haven't had breakfast yet, and I'm a breakfast eater. And you hear that? It's a paparazzi, darling. They're coming for me. This cup I love. It has little drawings of angels on it. It was given to me many, many years ago by a friend named Judy. And I said to my granddaughter, "Oh, look at the angels." And she said, "Are they real angels?" And I said, "Well, no, they're drawings of angels. The real angels are right here." And I think that's true. I think that's true for so many of us. And it's certainly been true for this Christmas. Oh, I've got to tell you about some of the gifts. My God, it's amazing, really amazing. And I'm so grateful. And I've been having such a good time. I'm like a little kid, you know. I haven't lost that childlike quality, I guess, of ripping into the package and not saving the paper and, "Oh, look," I'd say, looky, oh, hooray. Anyway, I've got to drink a little more coffee. One of my Facebook friends, whose name is Joe, and I cannot pronounce his last name. It's spelled Tkalec, and then he has in parentheses Misha. I can say Misha. And he has a company which is called the Litwick Company. He's in Ohio, I believe it is. Look at these. He sent me this big box. This one's so heavy. And there's another one like it. And oh, the aroma is divine. It makes me hungry. This smells like coconut. And there's a beautiful cherry one. And look at this. Talk about morning coffee. Is that adorable? Oh, Joe, thank you. Thank you. This came about because when I found out he had a candle company, I told him the story of going to Hiroshima for the 40th anniversary of the dropping of the atom bomb. I had been there, invited to go there by the mayor, and that was through my friend Coco Tanemoto Kondo. So anyway, I decided to send a big candle. We were going to do a performance and so forth, and I had 20 kids with me. And so I asked Coco if she would pick the candle up and take it to wherever it needed to be when it went through customs. So she said, "Oh, Pat, sure, you know." She said when she got there, she couldn't believe, she had to get a truck. It was a 6-foot candle, yes. And when I called the candle company to have it made, they didn't know how to do it. So I told them how to do it. I mean, you just use your head, you know. I said, get some PVC. Is that what they call that pipe? And that big pipe. And then put a rope in the center for the wick and suspend it some way above the whole form that you're creating, and then put your wax in a little at a time and let it harden until you're at 6 feet. And they did it. And then my friend Coco had to pick it up. She said, oh Pat, I never know what you're going to do." I did. That's true. I don't even know what I'm going to do. So anyway, Joe, thank you so much, darling. And when I lit this candle cup today, I lit it for all of you who are suffering during this season, who aren't feeling well, who have loved ones who aren't feeling well. And this is to your good health and to a really fine Christmas. I want to tell you about a Christmas when I was a child, and I've written about it in peeing on hot coals, of course. We were living in Chillicothe, Texas, and my father had invited black people to his services at a time when you really weren't supposed to do that. And as a result, he was thrown out of the ministry, which tells you a lot about good Christians, doesn't it? Gee, what's that all about? Huh. You know, it was devastating. We had no money. My older siblings were all gone from home and married, but they didn't have any money. It was a hard time. And we moved out to the edge of town in this house that looked like all the shingles had been blown off of it from a tornado. And it was really humbling. Well, we were humble anyway, but to have to live like that. And I got this thing, you know, where I would pretend everything was fine. It's fine. And as a preacher's daughter, I was taught never to complain. And if I was hungry, you know, that's the way it was. And I wasn't to complain. And on this particular occasion of Christmas, I knew we weren't going to have a Christmas. And my father was very sick. And he died not too long after that. And there was a slushy snow on the ground. And I remember that I went outside and found little twigs about so big to use for hair rollers in my hair. I wanted to be glamorous. I always wanted to be glamorous. And I had no tools with which to make that happen. So I got those twigs. Kind of worked, you know, you have to be ingenious. But my younger brother kept saying he wanted a scooter. He wanted a scooter. Sandy's gonna bring me a scooter, he said. And my father got him up on his lap and he said, son, I don't think Santa's gonna be able to come to our house this time. You know, it's snowing and everything. And he said, oh, Sandy loves snow. I want a scooter. And, you know, we were despairing because there was no way there were going to be any gifts at all. And that night, I was asleep with my sister, poor little Glendora. We have names for everybody in the family, these odd names, poor little Glendora. And there was a noise. I was just drifting to sleep. And some car lights came right through my window. And I jumped up and I woke my sister up and I said, there's someone here. And we looked out the window and there was a silver pickup. It belonged to my brother-in-law, Cecil, whom I adored, and my sister Faye, little mini Faye, we called her. She was very tiny. And they had put an entire, oh, they won't leave me alone. Would you answer it, darling, please? They had put in the back of this pickup truck a fully decorated tree. They're not going to stop me. You know by now, if I'm talking, they're not going to stop me, darling. So anyway, there's probably someone selling something and, you know, stop it, just stop it. Anyway, back to my story, because it's such a beautiful story when told right. I look out, and here's this silver pickup with a fully decorated Christmas tree in the back. And they had to drive very slowly to keep the decorations on it. And my sister and brother-in-law. And they got the tree out. And, you know, I was so excited. I hugged my sister around the neck and nearly choked her. And in the packages, there was an orange scooter for little Jimmy. I have never been so happy about a Christmas gift in my life. And the next morning, little Jimmy found that scooter under the tree, and he was racing it through this ramshackle house, and he said, "See, I knew Sandy wouldn't forget me. I knew he wouldn't forget me." I love those stories. And I feel so fortunate to have grown up the way I did. I have experienced so many sides of life. Being very, very poor. Being in the middle. Being extraordinarily rich at one time. And then being poor again. And then being in the middle. And I feel I'm just blessed. I think I am the luckiest woman in the world. And to you, I hope you feel lucky too. And that you get your scooter for Christmas, darling. Here's to your gift, whatever it may be. I'm not going to drink this. Being on hot coals is enough. I don't need to drink flames. God bless you, whoever she is. I